Today I've got something a little bit different compared to normal. I had a Nintendo 64 dropped in, which has a stuck reset button. I'm suspecting it's just a bit of dirt and grime. Now this gold tool that I'm using is a very particular head on it. It's a proprietary screw head. So one of the techniques I've seen for people to work around this without having this particular tool is they usually either heat up an end of a pencil of a pen, take out the ink inside of it, heat the end up, and then jam it on and then let it cool. So you'd heat it up, push it onto the screw itself, leave it for a few minutes, take it off, and then from there you may be able to make yourself one of them. Personally, I've never really had much luck doing that, so I purchased one of these tools off eBay for about $5, if that, and it proves to be handy in instances like today. So all that's really holding it together is these 6 proprietary screws, 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom. And once I get through there, or just snap the torque on it and get it opened up, we'll be able to see the insides of it. With those 6 screws out, I should just be able to lift the top. Also got to remove the jumper pack, and away we're in. So a little bit of grime and dirt, but nothing major. Anyway, I'll give it a bit of a clean up from here, and give the pins a clean with some isopropyl and a toothbrush as well. Then I'll reassemble and it should be all good to go from there. The button itself is functioning perfectly fine, so it's merely the plastic jamming and a bit of grime. Before, I find at one console I never really had much to do with. I always had friends that had them. Would always play GoldenEye, I think Pokemon Snap at some stage, Smash Brothers of course, but it was one console I never had. I was always a Sony fanboy. Had the PS1 since I was probably about 8, and I've owned Sony since. Now I got myself a Nintendo Switch, which was about the first console I've owned, new Nintendo console I've owned. Did get my hands on a N64 and played some GoldenEye with some mates. But yeah, definitely a bit too blurry, too ugly on today's modern tallies. So I've basically left this as nostalgia for myself, and I'll probably be selling my own one. And being that emulation nowadays tends to have a much prettier image quality than the original console, which in 2019 I'd definitely rather look at an emulated version than the actual version. Owning the physical copy on the shelf looks nice, but yeah, when the image quality is not there, it's not really worth it. Anyway, back to the repair. Sped up about the next 30 seconds to a minute, purely because it's just boring cleaning. Don't really see too much, and then I'll get back into the reassembly from there. Screws back in is a little bit harder, just purely because you've got to line them up, and also you've got to apply a bit more torque to it, which with fingertips it's not that great. So basically I gave up on this and ended up using the tool bit in my drill, torqued it down to about 9 speed on my Bosch drill, just so it doesn't strip or do any damage to the screw holes, and it does it nice and snug, but you'll see that in a minute. But from there, this job is basically done. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.